year living here in Canada. Was it worth it? Do I like it? Did my family like it? That's why I'll try to share with you today in this video. It's kind of very personal video because I'll tell you about struggles. I won't sugarcoat everything. I'll share my impressions on the topics you ask me about the most and on my other social media. Every time we told someone we are going to Canada, the first thing they said, "Isn't it too cold?" And yes, it is cold in the winter. Now we are on spring. Yeah, I think it's spring yet. And really, it's really hot. I think people talk too much about the cold weather from the winter and underrate the hot from the summer. It's really worse than Brazilian summer most times because it's at least here where I live in Moncton, New Brunswick, and it's really, really hot here in the summer, of course. And now, late spring, it's also very hot. But I know if you are watching, probably want to know about the cold as well. So I will talk about the cold. It's not that bad. I think if you have the proper clothing, you can go around, you can play, you can have fun. But at least for us, it was very hard to figure out what was the right clothing for everything. Because one thing you are going to get into your car and go somewhere that is warm. It's one kind of clothes. If you're going to play outside in the snow, it's another kind of clothes. And layers and a lot of stuff. And as newcomers, we had to buy everything for 5 people. So it was kind of expensive. We bought I think all of our clothing, winter clothing, we bought on thrift stores. So we could find very good things there, especially for the kids that they use very few times. So clothing for kids are worth to buy on thrift stores. But no, one of my kids, we bought a new suit, a snow suit. It was a sale, so the price was very good, so we got it new. But the other ones we got use it and it was okay. It worked fine. For me, it was a surprise to know that when it snows, it's warmer than when it's windy. It's really bad when the wind's too strong. Then you can't go around very much because the wind hurts your skin and it's very bad. But if it's snowing, it's hard to say that, but it's pleasant. We had, I think, 4 months of really, really cold weather, and the worst it got was -30. But these days I didn't go out. I surrender. I can't do it. So this was my first year. So I said, okay, I'm not going out. I'm staying inside my home, and that's it. That's it. I have my limits. But the kids went to school. They played outside. They play outside, okay? They play outside even in cold weather. And I think it's only when it's a snowstorm, of course, they don't play outside. And when the ground is too slippery, then the teachers keep them inside for safety reasons. And if you don't dress your kids properly, they will go outside anyway. And this is hard to deal with. So try to figure out. Each kid has a different sensibility to the cold. One of my kids go along very well with cold weather. The other one was not that happy. So I can't tell you which clothing you have to have because of this. But generally, I think it was a very good experience. We really enjoyed the cold weather. We played outside sometimes. But I think next winter will be easier because we already know what to expect. Now the second thing everybody asks me about is about the English. As you can see, my English is not that good. I really like to talk, so makes it easier for me because I need to talk. So I gotta go out and try. Before coming to Canada, I studied since my childhood, probably. I started private classes, then I went to school, an English school, and then I said, they are just talking there. I won't waste my mother's money there anymore, and that's it. I quit. I didn't finish the course. I stopped it when they were in middle level, I think. I don't remember very well. It was many years ago. But I always kept in contact with English. I was always listening to music, trying to understand the words, looking up at the dictionary, and watching movies in English, and kind of this kind of thing. I was always trying to put English on my routine. But even like this, I know you will ask, a lot of people ask, so my grade on, I don't know, it's grade that I say. Well, anyway, my grade on my CLB was 8. So technically, I haven't advanced English. I don't go by that because one thing is you have an A grade in a test, in an standardized test. Another thing, you are here living your life and you gotta talk to people. It's completely different. So don't think, oh my God, if I have a really low grade, I'm not going to adapt. Maybe you will, maybe you not. I think it depends more on your social skills than your English skills. For example, last year, one of my neighbors invited me to join her, learn from her how to garden in a community garden from my neighborhood. I don't know how to garden. English is not my first language. English is not her first language because she is Acadian and Acadians speak French. So can you imagine two people whose language is not English trying to talk about gardening? It was it was fun. It was very fun. We had a very good garden. We even harvest food, so everything turned out okay. But just to tell you that one thing is getting a grade. Other thing is living and speaking in English and having your daily life, going to the doctor, grocery stores, asking food, talking over the phone. I hate talking over the phone, even in my native language. So in English, it's horrible. And here they love to call everybody for everything. So it was not that easy for me. I still avoid the phone the most that I can, but I can go around with my English. I can go around. I hope you are understanding me because I like to talk, but I talk too fast. My husband also speaks English. He got a, I won't tell his grade. I won't tell his grade, but he goes around very well. He doesn't have a problem with the language. My kids, they didn't speak English very well. My older son, he had a very basic English. My middle son didn't have because I feel like he was resisting the English because he was kind of afraid of the move. And my younger son, he was 2 when we got here. Now he's 3, and he speaks very well. For my surprise, he understands a lot of things because since we were in our country, I put videos in English for him to watch, and I was wondering, oh, is it gonna work? Yeah, you work it. He doesn't go to daycare. He stays at home with me. So I'm really surprised he can go around and talk to people in English. My kids at school with that basic English. I won't talk about the how the school handles this in this video because it's going to take forever to end. So I'll talk about it in another video. When I talk about school, I can talk about it deeper. But generally, I think they got along very well with the kids here. People here are very nice, very nice. They are very patient. If you don't know the words, they try to help you figure out, and they really try to communicate with us. It, I love people here. I really love it. People here, Canadians are awesome. So the kids didn't have much problem with the language. Teachers were very patient as well, and they made friends fast. They do because to climb on things and go around and play tag, it's not that much language necessary. So they had a good time. My middle son, just once he came from school crying, saying, "Oh, mom, I can't do it. I don't understand." He was very frustrated, but it was just once. And I said, "No, you are doing great. You are doing great. We have to help them build confidence. It's not easy for everyone, but eventually he got better. And now he is very confident. He's even talking in English sometimes with us, and he's happy. They are all happy. They are doing great. I don't know how they teach English for foreign kids here. It's impressive, but they teach and the kids learn. So don't worry about that. Next thing everybody asks me about is about the Canadian people. I already said some things because I really love them. So I can only speak from my experience here in New Brunswick, Moncton, and people from the Maritimes, from the places we went here, are very friendly. They are very nice, and wow, it's really heartwarming to think they receive us with so much attention, so much care. They really try to accommodate us. It's very good. I really, really like it, people here. They are friendly. Well, I don't know what else I could talk about the Canadians because they are nice. For me, I only had great experiences here, so I can't complain. I love Canadians. I love living here. Another thing I got asked a lot is about the church here in Canada. But before I go into this subject, uh, when you think about Canada, Canada is the second largest country in the world. So when I say, here in Canada, here in my Canada, okay? Because I hear very different experiences from people from other provinces. So when I talk about Canada, I'm talking about my Canada, okay? Just to make it clear. So the church in Canada, my Canada. Here in Moncton, we have a lot of different churches. I am Christian, so I'm talking about Christian churches. And we have Catholics, we have, I don't know the names in English, so but we have a lot of them. We were very well welcomed on all the churches we visited. We went, I think, to five different churches, and they were all good, very serious churches. And before I came here, I heard a lot of bad things about church here, like not about the church in itself, but the lack of church. I don't know if you heard something like that. That Canada is really distant to God and things like that. Well, I'm here, so I can tell you the church is alive, very alive here. They work hard. They do their best. They are not sleeping. I don't know what Christian church you go to, but probably you will find some here that is, if it's not the same, at least it's very similar. We go to Tidal Church. I'll have the link here. If you want to watch the services online, you can watch and have an idea of how things go around there. We really love the church. It's our family here. We joined a small group here at the church and made friends, Canadian, people from Philippines, Ukraine. It was very good to meet new people. There are a lot of things for kids at churches here. All of them. It's For me it was amazing to see how they really care for the kids at the churches. Not it wasn't in all of the churches we visited, we saw that care, that attention, and it was very good. Our kids really liked it, that the church we are now, of course. And of course it has a very big weight when we are choosing a church to join. So we are very happy. We have nothing to complain about churches here. There's a lot of work to be done, of course. Everywhere in the world, the church has to work. But don't worry. If you're a Christian, there are churches here. You can come. Other thing I get questioned about a lot is about schools. I won't go deep in this topic, okay? But I had a good experience. I think the schools here are good in general. It was a little bit, I think, the focus here at schools it's kind of different from where I come from. So sometimes I felt like, they are playing too much. They are not studying that hard. So people tell me it's because they are focusing on personal development, like personality and social skills. But for me, I think they play too much. But as I said, I don't know how. But they teach English for kids that don't know English in English, and it's amazing. It's amazing how they handle the situation and try to welcome the kids and make them part of what's happening. So the teachers here are, I don't know how, they are magicians. I don't know. Here in our region, I know there's a shortage. I think that's that's the correct way to say it. But there's a shortage of teachers and space for all the immigrants that came here, because the population grew a lot here. So they are really trying to accommodate everybody. We didn't have any trouble enrolling our kids at school, but just for you, if you don't know, public school here in New Brunswick is only from age 5 and beyond. Before that, if your kid has to be with someone so you can work, you have to pay for a daycare. From what I heard, the waiting lists are really long. You have to wait for some months, sometimes, to get a place for your kid. But I can't tell you about it because I don't use the service, so I can't tell you much about that. But if you have another questions about school, you can leave it down here. And later I'll make a video talking specifically about the school or experience at school and my impressions in depth. Now I'll just say that I'm impressed. Teachers here are amazing. And now let's go to a subject I know everybody's concerned, even those who don't have kids. Uh, Let's talk about cost of living. I won't go in depth in any topic in this video, okay? I will tell about general impressions, and later I can record another videos with more information on each one. So, cost of living. Um Here in New Brunswick, I think it's good. It's good. We can live. Of course, we are here 1 year. Our biggest expense by far is rent. Rent and food. And I'm not talking about ordered food or going to restaurants. No, I'm talking about food, groceries. Everybody's saying for a while now that rents are going higher and higher, and nobody's doing anything to control that. I don't know. I'm here for 1 year, so we thank God we got a really good deal for a rent. It's within our budget. I can't complain about it. I can't complain. I really love my house. I think my house is wonderful. It's not a giant house or something from movies, but it's a very good house. I think I was the second renter, so probably the house doesn't have more than 3 years now. Later, I'll make a video with my husband talking about how much we pay for rent and how much we pay for groceries, because he's the numbers guy. So I don't remember everything. So I will not even try to tell you a lot. But cost of living here for us, at least, revolves around food, and it's getting higher. The prices are getting higher, and but it doesn't mean we are not having food to eat at home. We eat a lot and very good food, so I really can't complain. We have a lot to do for free, like this place. I'm it's a very well maintained place. The grass is cut, the playground is well maintained, everything working. I can't complain, really. We have a lot of free options here for entertainment. We go to parks. We really are not that nature people. We are still learning. I play with my Canadian friends that I'm a Canadian in training, so I really don't know how to enjoy nature like they do, but I'm trying. I'm learning. And I'll share what I learned with you so you can learn before you come here and enjoy more than I enjoyed. So, about cost of living, a lot of people ask me, oh, but only one person working outside. Um, is it enough? We live like this. My husband works outside, I stay at home with the kids, and we live. We are living, we are eating, we have our house, we have our car. My husband works a lot. It's not easy. It's really hard on him, but that's our choice. We chose to live like this. So, is it possible? Yes, it is. For us, it's possible. And of course, we have to choose. We can't have everything. So we didn't enroll our kids on sports, for example. Like, it's a very common thing here. We don't order food that much, but that's the life we chose, and we are very happy. We have nothing to complain about. And as a last topic we are talking about today is work. Can we find work here? Yes, we can. Um, we came as permanent residents. I didn't talk about how we came yet, but I'll make a video about it in another moment. But we came as permanent residents, which means my husband could work anywhere he wants, and me too. I think it was the second week we were here. He went to a job fair here at the city, and he got a job. Thank God. And but it was a temporary job. We were kind of worried because it was only going to be 1 month, and the bills don't stop coming because you are unemployed. So, but during this month, we made some friends from the Brazilian community, and one of them took my husband's resume to the factory where he works, and he got hired. Thank God, again. The factory actually waited for him to finish his month where he was, and he went from this temporary job to a permanent job seamlessly. It was like he had not even 1 day between the two of them. It's a really hard work. He works a lot, long hours, but he really likes it. So I'm happy. He's happy. He's tired. I'm tired. But first years are not easy. Everybody say. I can't say it was that hard for us. I really don't think it was, because we came with a very clear mindset. Like, we were prepared to do as we chose as a family, for him to work outside and I stay at home with the kids so I could support them on the adaptation to school and everything. We knew it would be hard on him, and it's really been hard, and he's doing very, very good job. We are very proud of him and all the support he gives us. He works a lot. I won't talk about his wage here, but it's not an entry level job. I don't know. Is it an entry level job? I'm not sure. I think it's not. But it's not minimum wage as well, because minimum wage here, I think it's really hard to go by with minimum wage. But it was a fair wage because he had no experience in the construction area. And it was fair. What they offered was fair for what he was offering for the company. I talked about everything that did work great and went fine, but I would like to talk about something that didn't go right, if I can say like that. We arrived in May, so the weather was good, it's getting better, warmer. The kids were on vacation because vacations here are from June to September. So a lot of time outside. We did a lot of things. We enjoyed every drop of sunlight we could. And when the autumn came, I feel like we were tired because we went to the beach, we went to waterfalls, we had barbecues at the park every single weekend. We were doing something. So by the end of the summer, when autumn came and the weather was not allowing us anymore to go to these places, I think just then the reality we were living abroad, far from everything we knew, kind of started to sink in. When autumn came, I started feeling very tired. And I noticed that it wasn't just a physical tiredness, it was a mental tiredness because as I said, life here is very good. We really love we really love living here, but there's some mental work we at least we didn't account for before coming, because we had to learn everything, how to make a document, where to go to get some documents for the car. And we don't know where to buy good meat, for example. We don't know which days are better for vegetables at the grocery store. And all these little decisions and lessons we have to learn, it's kind of pile up, and it got me really tired, really tired. So this happened for me. It happened on autumn and winter. I'll talk about it on winter. But this is something I want to warn you. If you are moving here, be prepared. You will feel like this. I asked around, and everybody kind of felt like this because it's really tiresome. You don't know everything. You don't know anything. You don't know how to dress. You don't know where to go for anything. So it's really hard. And when the winter approached, I started feeling okay. I'm going a cycle here that I'm going to be more introspective. I will spend more time inside my house alone. And let's try to think about things in general. I don't know even how to describe this moment of my life. It was a very introspective moment where I tried to figure out some things, put my thoughts in order, and prepare for the next year. And the cold came. And the snow is beautiful, is awesome. We loved the snow. We were eager to see it. And when it came, wow, God really cares for each detail. It's amazing. It's amazing. But that tiredness I told you about, that was already happening on autumn. During the winter, I was done. That's it. I didn't want to do anything. And probably it was because of the lack of light. Daylight, it makes a lot of difference. It was getting dark by 4 p.m. It's really soon to get dark for me where I come from. It's not like this. And I think this was the hardest part, the lack of light. in the winter. Not the cold, but the lack of light. I think I got sad sometimes. I already had depression a long time ago, and I kind of felt depressed sometimes. But I try to cope with everything, thinking, okay, it's a new phase for me. I don't want to push too hard, and that's it. Let's live one day after the other one day at a time, right? And eventually, I got some vitamin D. It helps a lot. And eventually, this sadness, I don't know if it was sadness, but it went away, and I got better. As the weather started to change, we had more sunlight. I felt really better. I think sunlight is something that really messes with us. So if you are coming, I don't know which month you will arrive here, but keep this in mind. Mm, It's a lot of emotions coming up. For us, it started with total excitement and happiness, and we were having the time of our lives. But when the weather came to a stage that was more indoors, life was more indoors, and then things changed a little bit. But it doesn't have to be bad or sad or lonely. Try to find community, make friends, especially church. If you have these people around you, you will surely get by very much easier. And for everyone that immigrates, it's a big change in life. We dream about it for years. And when we get here, we have to deal with the reality of being here, not what we expected it would be. So it's a time for adaptation, I think. But overall, I really, really enjoyed this first year. I don't regret 1 second what we chose, where God brought us. I have to make a video about how we got here because it was a miracle, as a series of miracles, and I can tell you it was God that chose to bring us to Moncton, to New Brunswick, and I really don't think it could be better because we really love living here. It's not a big city, a fancy city, but it's lovely. People here are awesome. We don't miss anything. We have all the stores we need. We have a lot of things to do here. Nature, I don't have words to describe. Nature here is amazing. And we live near to the beach. And this is something I always wanted to do. I'm 15 minutes away from the beach, and that's awesome for me. And I'm sure that as the time passes and we get more involved with the Canadian community, especially, we are going to know more places and more things to do. And we really, really love living here. We don't regret anything. We work hard to make things work. We are probably on a budget most of the time, but it's not a bad thing. It's just life happening. It's not easy. We heard a lot of stories that are really much more difficult than ours. We are really blessed. We know we are really blessed to have the life we have here. I think the key is to be prepared. Be prepared for everything, for good, for bad, for hard work, for everything. I thought things would be easier to achieve here. How can I say? It's hard to explain this. I thought we would be able to buy more things, but it's not the way we thought we would be. Maybe because food's getting more expensive and we are five, so I don't know how to explain this. But anyway, it's not bad. I really can't complain. I really love my life here. My family also loves living here. My kids love here, love living here. We made some friends, which is very hard thing to do as an adult. We don't meet friends on the park and play tag and then, do you want to be my friend? It's not like that. But I think it's more because of our personality and what we like and everything than the people around. because we have people from everywhere in the world here. It's very funny to go around. It's like a Babel Tower. I don't understand a lot of people talking on the streets because they are talking on their languages. It's very funny. I think it's very funny. And it's a very rich opportunity for us to meet people from all over the world. So it's very nice. So I think that's it. Thank God we are here for a year now. We are very happy. And there's something I have to show you. We are having another baby, which is a subject for another video. I don't know if you were watching this and the video is already out. It's going to be around somewhere in the screen and you can watch that. I'll share with you everything about what's how is to get pregnant in Canada, in my Canada, remember? And how is the prenatal care, everything. I'll share in the next video, okay? If you have any questions, if you want to know more about any of the topics I brought here today, you can leave a comment and ask me, and I'll try to make a video for each topic of this specifically so I can tell more in detail. And I'll try to bring you along with me in this journey now in the second year here in Canada. And that's it. Bye.